My bad, little flockulators. Got cut off on the last video. I only got a few little scriptures left to talk about. So we ended off in Peter, First Peter chapter 5. And it was talking about a lion walking around looking for somebody to devour, to become one with. You see, that's what eat means, to become one with. All right. Go to Matthew chapter 4. Matthew chapter 4. Start at verse 1. Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. So he was led out there for what reason? To be tempted. So now, I told you, you put a man at a table and you serve some food in front of him, like I said on the first part of this video, he will only be enticed by what he desires, guys, what he like. The template that he has in his head of the things that he likes. That's what the tempter is going to put on the table. But if he doesn't have any of that inside of him, can he be tempted? Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. So he was hungry, see? And when the tempter came to him, he said, if you be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of love. You hear that there, little flockulators? So he tempted him to do a carnal thing, and Yahushua answered with a spiritual thing. Now, when he came out of the 40, what does the Bible says? He was strong in the what? Spirit. So you see how what he was telling Peter? You're only strong when you're in the spirit. As long as you're in the carnal mind, you're not strong. So what do you think the 40 fast was about? Destroying carnality, destroying your appetite for carnal things. You see it? Once you die to the carnal things and you start to receive the spiritual things, then you realize the spiritual things are the true value. See, that's the true eating. So what was Yahushua telling Satan right there? The true eating that I do is to do the will of the Father. Didn't he tell his own disciples that before? They said, eat something, Yahushua. He said, my bread and my drink is to do the will of he who sent me. Can y'all hear that today? That's what feeds me and sustains me. Is doing the work that my Father gave me to do. Don't you see it, little flockulators? All right, now watch this. They called him the tempter, you see? Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and said unto him, if you be the Son of love, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up. Hey, Pooch. Look at Poochie Pooch. Hey, Poochie Poochie. They shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. Yahushua said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Oh, boy. So you're trying to give me something carnal again. You see what I'm saying to you, little flock? And the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world. See what I mean about the Quasimodo nigga? I'll give you gifts, I'll give you glory, I'll give you women, I'll give you riches you can't even contain. Same thing that's going on here. And showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then said Yahushua unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. So wait a second here. Remember how he said his desire shall be for you? So is his desire for Yahushua right here? Yes, it is. That's why he's tempting him. What do you think a man does to try to get a wife? He tries to tempt her. Why do you think a male bird is all brilliantly colored and jumps in front of the female and starts dancing and shit, starts showing off his feathers and shaking his tail feather and everything to try to tempt that female so that she can become one with him and lay his eggs? That's why. It ain't hard to be understood. Matter of fact, like I always say, it's really easy, like, ain't it, little flock? You're going to try to tempt who you desire. Well, he desires Yahushua. So let me tempt you. Because if you worship me, now you've become one with me. But what did God tell him? You shall have rule over him. What did Yahushua say? Get up out of here. Get out of here. And when he told him to get out of there, what did he do? He left. Skeet deedly, can you understand me? It's not hard to understand because I make it crystal clearly. Y'all hear that today? The grandson of Right Thought had a commercial. That's what you would hear. You'd be in the kitchen cooking and shit, watching TV, and then a commercial would come on and you would hear, Skeet deedly, can you understand me? Cause I make that shit clear, so crystal clearly. Skeet deedly, can you understand me? Cause I make that shit clear, so crystal clearly. Y'all understand me today? Y'all would think it was some type of window cleaning company or some shit. You'd be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Skeedly D, can you understand me? Because I make this shit clearly. What is he talking about? What do he make clearly? They gonna clean my windshield on my car or something? Y'all hear that? So he trying to entice him. Yahushua said, no, get away from me. I'll rule over your dumb ass. Get up out of here. And that nigga left. So look at what he was tempting him with. He started with his belly. I hope you guys can understand how the grandson ain't playing no games here. If he's not seated on the belly, how come that's the first thing he said to Yahushua, guys? How come that was the first tempt? How come that was the first temptation? Nigga up there, ooh, like the Temptations. Ooh, 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 trying to entice the woman and shit. That's Satan. Ooh, singing up there and shit, dancing and twirling and shit. Trying to be a temptation. Nigga, ain't nobody listening to that shit. Ain't nobody listen to your song. Get your ass out of here. You hear it, little flockulators? You hear it? So nah. Let's get back to the word. All right. Job chapter 1, and then we'll be done. There was a man, verse 1, in the land of Uz, whose name was Yaab, Job. And that man was, what, little flock? Perfect. And what did I say yesterday? Upright. Do you see what I mean? Perfect means upright. You flipped upright. So do you have red leading you at the head if you ain't flipped upside down? No, you don't. You see how Abba talking about him? He a perfect man, upright, one that feareth love, and eschewed evil. And there was born unto him 7 sons, 3 daughters, and talk about how rich he was and stuff, right? We're going to jump down to verse 6. Watch this here, little flock of ladies. Now there was a day when the sons of El came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also with them, among them. You see that there? The Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Satan answered the Lord. Watch where he said he came from. From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it, the body. Isn't that what I told you guys? From going up and down inside the body, looking for somebody to devour. He doing the same thing here. You see that there? Doing the same thing. From walking up and down in it. The Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth? A perfect and an upright man, one that feareth love and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, watch what he's going to say. Does Job fear love for nothing? You think he fears you for no reason? Then Satan said, hast thou not made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath? You see that? On every side, thou hast blessed the work of his hands. See? And his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he has is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord, and there was a day, and it goes on and tells you what happened. You see that there? It goes on and tells you what happened. After Job hears the news of all the calamity that has taken place, let's see what he does. Then Job arose, rent his mantle, shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground and worshipped. What? Worshipped and said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, naked shall I return thither. I am has given, and I am have taken away. Blessed be the name of I am. I am still blessed. See? And all this Job sinned not, nor charged love foolishly. Love, look what you did. Look what you've taken from me. Charging him with a crime. He didn't do that. I'm blessed. I'm well sustained. I'm well taken care of, and I am loved. That's what it means he didn't curse God's name. He blessed God's name. Matter of fact, it said, do you see what I mean? Satan said he was going to curse him if he took his goods away. So if you make the 3D around him appear differently, that's what's actually happening here in this conversation. If you tweak the 3D and make it appear terrible to him, then he's going to believe that it is. So now, how does Satan tempt you? Come on. This is why you need to forgive all offenses that have been done to you. What did Job have to do in order for this to happen to him? Nothing. Nothing. We're going to prove that he didn't do anything. Let's see. Job chapter 2. Again, verse 1. There was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord said to Satan the same thing that he said last time. Verse 3. The Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? Said the same thing, right? Watch what he's about to say here in verse 3. Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, perfect, upright man, one that feareth ill and escheweth evil? And still he holdeth fast, see, and still he holdeth fast his integrity. Hear that there? His integrity. Although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. Told you he didn't do anything. So when things happen to you, people think you did something bad, or God cursed you, or God don't like you, or God has rejected you because they don't judge right. Actually, this is happening to a man that God loved, that God protect, that God taken care of, that God didn't bless. That's what it said, that God said he was upright and perfect, whose opinion truly is the only one that matters. If God says you're perfect, then what does it matter if a man says you're not? You see that there? He says, you tried to get me to hurt him without no cause. Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin. Yeah, all that a man hath, he will give for his life. See? See? Carnal shit. If I affect carnality around this man's body and everything associated with his physical life, then he will think he is the physical being, and he will become one with me, who is the carnal mind. The flesh is meant for the carnal mind. That's the wife of the carnal mind. Guys, the flesh is the wife of the carnal mind. But the wife of the spiritual mind is the new Jerusalem. I told you Jerusalem means body, which means wife, which means woman. As a bride adorned, the new Jerusalem, a new body. What did the Bible say? You must put off this corruption, this fleshly body, because the flesh is corrupt, because it's connected to the carnal mind. It was meant for the carnal mind, but the carnal mind is being done away with. Esau's world is fading away, and everything with it. You see it? So the corruption must be put off, and the incorruption must be put on. What is incorruptible that you are? The spirit is. The spirit is incorruptible. So the spirit needs a body that matches it. And that's what you're waiting for. Isn't it what the Bible says? All right, then. So if you associate your life with this body and what it's going through, then guess what you've done? You've become one with the deceiver. He's got you to actually curse God. Now we're going to read about what his wife says to do, or in other words, his feelings feel during this ordeal that he goes through. Let's see. He says, verse 5, put forth thine hand now, touch his bone, his flesh. See? See what the grandson's saying? And he will curse thee to thy face. The Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thy hand, but save his life. All right, go ahead, but don't kill him. So when Satan went forth, he smote him with boils, so the sole of his foot to the crown, and he did all this stuff, right? Verse 9, then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Integrity means an inability to fall apart. Come on, little flock. Can you hear the grandson teaching you this truth? What did he say about a man who founded his house upon a rock? His house is his being, his body that he is. He found the truth of who he is on a solid rock, which is Yahushua's words. Yahushua speaks spiritual words. He said that. My words are spirit and they are life. So then if you can't understand the spirit, then you are not in the right body. You see it? Come on, little flock. Come on, little flock. You are in Satan's body. which is the flesh. The flesh profiteth nothing, but the spirit profit withal. Slice and dice and stack their ass up nice. I slice them and I dice them and I stack their ass up, vacuum with a Dyson. I stack their ass up and then vacuum their ass up with a Dyson. Y'all hear that shit? Gotta keep it tidy around their ass. Clean their ass up with a Dyson. You hear that? Then said his wife to him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse love and die. How do you curse love? I am unloved. I am alone. I'm sick. I'm unhealthy. I'm unwell. Look at the boils upon me, aren't I? No, because that's not your body. That's not the truth. That's an illusion. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. Look at that. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of love, and shall we not receive evil? In all this, Job did not sin with his lips. So though he felt that, see what I mean about his wife, his feelings? Though he felt that, he would not utter that. Nope. I know this shit is distressing, but it ain't real. So I'm not about to speak as though it is. That's what a husband does in his house when they say, we're going to foreclose your shit. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Your kid's going to starve if you change that job. If you quit that job and go over here and do this, you won't make no money. Your wife will leave you. If you do this, then this will happen. If you do that, then that'll happen. If you do this, then this will happen. And then you just deny it. You just do what you're going to do anyway. You see? You just refuse to believe the lies. You say, I don't believe that. I don't believe those lies. I only believe the truth. Look at this, guys. Look at these niggas. They done drove by her 3 or 4 times, but they won't stop and hear what I got to say. They're like, some guy standing over talking. They get by there. God. Oh, wait. Let me keep on driving. Yeah, keep on driving. All right. So he didn't sin. Can you see that there, little flop? I'm going to go ahead and end it there because I think I've made my point. He want to sift you as wheat. What was he trying to do with Job there? Was he trying to sift Job like wheat? I would say that he was. What would you say? Now, sift like wheat means what? To get you to spread your thoughts all over the place instead of having it founded on a rock. That's all it means. Doesn't it? I would say so. So now, y'all should understand that his desire is for a certain type of characteristics that he sees. And those characteristics are those who are not hungering and thirsting after righteousness, but those who are actually hungering and thirsting for unrighteousness. They love to hear and see tactics that work, that go by deception. Don't you see it? People do it all the time, man. I told you, couples do it to each other. They deceive one another into believing that they're good and that they're honest and they're doing the right thing. But yet they're putting all type of codes in place and all type of backup this in place and backup that in place and zip drive here and finger drive there and all kind of crap. Why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? You know why they doing it, because their daddy told them to do it. Y'all see that little flop? So y'all be blessed today. Sorry that this video was cut into 2 parts. I know sometimes that makes it awkward. But just know that if you're watching this video, go back to the previous video before it, and then that'll give you all the foundation for why I was saying what I was saying on this video. Y'all be blessed today, little flop. Silawam.